just describe from your standpoint how this whole thing came about and why eventually you made the decision to take this opportunity?
Well, it wasn't really my decision. I spoke to Peter a little bit and Todd, and they valued my opinion on a few things. And I said, listen, I'm not coming in to take anybody's job. I'm just coming in to help. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. I've got 3 good prospects in Bakersfield. I'd be happy to go down and evaluate and sit and watch this team and pretty much do whatever they ask me to do.
Your change in your life as a guy, you got kids that play, and now you're stepping into this new gig. Was that thought of pretty?
Well, I got some responsibilities still back in Toronto. I do coach my 14-year-old boy. We're going into playoffs, and going to figure out what next year is going to take me. But probably the way Peter has structured it, my schedule should be flexible. You know, I'll come in and get to Bakersfield and work with the team as much as I can. But as I said earlier, I'm only coming in to help and do whatever I can. I'm not here to step on any toes. We got a real good young group. We saw it last year in the playoffs, and boy, just sitting with Todd and his staff for the last not even a day. I mean, the knowledge they have is great, and I'm learning a lot, and it's going to be good. But it's funny though, you look at the game, and as much as it has changed, it's still the same. There's still hockey players. The guys are playing, and guys that value a structured opinion and some old school mentality, and that's you know, the long and the short is you get your guys playing for you, and that's what matters.
Hockey history is filled with great players, Hall of Fame players, from Gretz to Richard, that never translated.
I know where this is going.
How do you translate as a coach?
Well, I'm not a head coach, that's for sure. I think that you know, I don't have a title here. I'm going to help out as much as I can. Haven't coached or helped out at this level before. I've coached a lot of young kids all the way up. It's different, but still the same. It's a game. It's a mental game. I mean, I know how the game is played. I know how talent is, and the biggest thing is you got to get your players to play for you. And we've got a good group here. We've got a strong group. You're led by arguably one of the greatest players in the game right now. And as I said, just spending a day and a bit with these guys here, the coaching staff, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. It's a positive vibe, and you know, I'm excited to be here.
That experience you had with today's players considerably different maybe than you guys were in terms of how you handle them, the days of breaking kids down and build them up. We don't do stuff like that anymore, do we?
No, it's still the same. Yeah. I mean, we like to think it's different, but it's still the same. I mean, if you sit there and you have a conversation with, you know, Cass, I was talking to, and Maroon and Connor and Darnell Nurse, they're all the same. They're guys that want to get better, guys that want a Stanley Cup, and guys that want to be respected. They want to be treated fairly, but they also want to be treated hard. And I think that stuff never changes in sports. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, Belichick and these guys and the other sports have so much success, because they treat their players with respect and they demand good things back, and it happens.
One of the things the organization is maybe in need of is some more offense from the blue line in particular. Do you see some untapped potential in some of what they have here offensively?
100%. And that's some of the stuff we were going over this morning with, you know, Todd's lead, and Jimmy works with the D, just getting the guys involved. And I think it's just a healthy push in the right way. I mean, they're have been a tad bit fragile around here with the way they're playing, but the confidence seems high right now. The guys had fun today. They worked hard, and there's a lot of good things happening.
It's hard to teach a player to be like Paul Coffey. You don't say pick the puck up behind your own net and just wheel it to the other guy's blue line.
Well,
how do you get your message across to some of the players who maybe don't have your natural ability?
Well, as any coach will tell you, you want players to play to their strength and play to the best of their ability. And there's the last thing you want your players to do to go on the ice, just have a shift and get off. And I think that's tends to happen when teams get a little bit tight, but I don't see it here. I saw some real good things last night. Darnell's on the cusp of being a real good player, possibly better if he wants to be, and he does. And getting that push and knowing it's all right to get up the ice. And you know, forwards need help. They need that guy coming up late, and it seemed to me the last few games anyway that guys are jumping into holes and doing a good job, and I've seen it with the coaching staff over the last day. They definitely encourage it, and that's what you need to do.